I get questions all the time from people that aren't familiar with membership sites, and they ask me, why would I even want or need one of these? And it's a reasonable question, I understand. So I'm going to go over 5 problems that membership sites address really well and provide business opportunities that you couldn't run without them. So problem number 1, they can host an online course. Now this is kind of the obvious one. People have course materials, something that teaches, their members something, and it's the place to house them, a place for people to log in to make sure that only people that are paying for the course have access. And let me give you an example. One of my customers has a Spanish language course for English language managers and executives. And it's a 4-part course. There's a beginner, intermediate, advanced, and expert section. And each course is set up with 12 lessons. And the lessons have, practice sessions, things like that. But it's very methodical. Each part follows where the other one left off. So they're intended to be taken in a specific order. We built another one, which was a programming course for Android programming. So this is people that would program Android phones. And it's 120 plus lessons. It had everything, or has everything, from how do you set up your programming environment to how do you, write a real simple programming for the very beginning, and then gets much more involved as time goes by. But it's a step-by-step course that students follow in order. So that's problem number 1. Let me put a course online. A second problem you can address with a membership site is publishing timely industry updates. Now, I've seen people do this a lot with emails. So someone pays you, they're one of your members now, and then every certain amount of time, once a week, once a month, whatever the right pace is, they get your update. And it can be like, let's say, a trading advice sheet for day traders. I've seen real estate investors or people who are really good at real estate provide investment updates or trends via a newsletter like email. The problem with sending it out via email is you send it out, and if you find a typo or a mistake of some sort, it's out there. You can't get it back. Where if you put it on a membership site, it's there, and you change it in one place, and then anybody who goes back to that page with that content that needed updating gets the update. But the nice thing is you can set up a recurring revenue sort of model where people come to your site, they're used to going there, and that's their central place for getting your timely updates. And you're probably going to want to complement that with some emails so people know, hey, we just published the very latest update, make sure you go get it. But the emails go out with pointers to the membership site, and it could even be an auto login link so that they can just click on it and jump right in, and that way that substitutes an email going out. Now, problem number 3, if I'm used to working with a consultant, a speaker, or a coach one-on-one, it's nice to have an option that provides maybe a course or an update like the one I just described, and then also includes what I call office hours. Now, what office hours does is it makes you or someone on your team, someone who's an expert, available where you can ask them questions. And this, believe it or not, this is something that can increase the value of an existing course, sometimes by as much as double or even more, because people feel much more secure when they know they can access the expert. And from the expert's perspective, from the people that are delivering the course, it's very convenient to be able to say, look, I'm going to make myself available Wednesday, let's say 2 to 4 o'clock Eastern time, where anybody that's a member can join in on a call and I'll answer their questions. I've seen some people set it up where they provide content, some sort of teaching, and then it's a Q&A session. So it can be done a couple different ways. But for the person learning, it's very comforting to know that I have some access to this person, even though it's not one-on-one. So they get the benefit of a more reasonable price, but they still have that, I want to call it a crutch, but they have access to someone that they can ask questions to. Now, problem number 4 that you can address with a membership site is you provide an online community. Now, I've seen some people do this with Facebook groups. It can be done with an online forum. But what it is a place where people can go to either post their successes, their accomplishments. It can be where they can go to ask questions. And that has an interesting value, especially if you have people at different levels where some might be beginners and some might be farther along. Because when someone poses a question, they're posing the question typically to you, the expert. But a lot of the other people in the forum may be available to answer that question. So the people are then interacting with each other. You don't have to work as hard. You don't have to have as many customer service people, because if someone who's a beginner asks a question and someone else can answer it, it takes care of itself. I mean, you do have to monitor it. Otherwise, someone might be going wild on you. But it ends up being an extension of office hours because that tribe is there taking care of each other. I have been in programs where the tribe itself at one point is what kept me in the membership program, because I had kind of outgrown the content, the updates or the course material wasn't as valuable to me, but having access to those other people really was. And I stuck around because here are other people trying to do the same thing I was doing. In my case, it was, developing marketing, sales funnels, membership programs in Infusionsoft. And there were other people, birds of a feather. And it was the networking and the connectivity to those other people that kept me in the program. Finally, on a membership site, you can solve the problem of getting people resources. A lot of people come to me, since we're Infusionsoft consultants, and we have expertise in membership sites and things like that. They will come to me and say, "Hey George, do you know of a good copywriter?" Or they'll come to me and they'll say, "Hey, I need someone who's an expert in search engine optimization," or "Where do I do my hosting?" So one of the things that we provide in our membership site is we provide resources. And in a lot of cases, it can be resources that are, affiliate links. So if someone buys, let's say, hosting, and they found it on my membership site, they can click on it and then I get paid for it. So it's not a lot of money, but it's something. I can set it up so that if I refer a copywriter or a search engine optimization person, I set up a relationship with them that if I send them people, they provide me some sort of a commission or some sort of an arrangement where I get paid for that. So here I am being seen as a valuable resource because they know I'm an expert. They're a member of my community and my tribe, and they come to me to get access to other people or other types of services that are related. And a membership site is really good at doing that. So there you go. We've got the 5 things that membership sites are really good at. For hosting online courses, for providing timely updates, which is some consistent content you can provide your members, a way of offering office hours that's only accessible to my members, a way to build online communities, and then providing a resource or a connector service for people that are members of your program.